Hi everyone, nice to see you in FilmHead again. Some great action thriller movies are released in recent months of 2024. So let's start our today's topic, and don't forget to subscribe our channel for upcoming videos. Number 1, Furiosa, a Mad Max saga. This is one of the best action movies I have watched in the cinema thus far in 2024. Furiosa, a Mad Max saga follows the backstory of Furiosa, played by Charlize Theron in the legendary Mad Max, Fury Road. Alala Brown played the young character and Anya Taylor-Joy played the young Furiosa. Chris Hemsworth totally excelled in his role as Dementis. He was breathtaking with his scintillating performance as brutal protagonist. Tom Burke, who played Jack, the driver, was also good with his performance. The narration of the movie was absolutely fascinating, proving that the veteran George Miller has still got the gasoline in his petrol tank. It was fast, edge-of-the-seat narration which will give goosebumps in several scenes. Tom Holkenborg's background score was perfect stick to the narration. The climax of the movie was quite dramatic, but from my point of view it was a perfect one. Every vehicle is made from handily mix and match parts. Chrome lasts forever or maybe grows on trees. Water is rare, but for plot reasons is infinite in unlikely places. It's very Jedi in that with people only bleed enough to be interesting, but on the other hand, knowing how Furiosa ends up doesn't spoil the plot. The cinematography by Simon Duggan is impactful, and the direction by George Miller is simply amazing. Overall, it's a 148 minutes watch of full madness with method. Number 2, Trigger Warning. Indonesian director Mauli Surya's Trigger Warning arose from a screenplay from three scribes, John Brancato, Josh Olson, and Hallie Wiegren Gross, and it feels like it. The action was great. The people that play in it was pretty dang great. A girly girl doesn't need to look like a tough man. You're all leading by bad example, saying she needs to look tough, because in the real world, any women, regardless of how they look, would be better off being told they can fight like that as to defend themselves from criminal activity. For example, killers, rapists, thugs, street crime, robberies, etc. Netflix never really makes good movies, but so many negative reviews just because the lead is a female is crazy. LMAO. An American woman getting super pumped to join the military. What's really cool too is under Biden's presidency there's talks about mandatory conscriptions which include women for the first time in U.S. history. Great performance from Alba with what she had. If Hollywood is going to push this feminist narrative where the woman is beating up several men without a scratch, then make it believable. The film was good, and her fighting for justice was totally justified. She did an amazing job. Number 3, The Infallibles. This movie will tell you about a time when a group of thieves causes mayhem in Paris and degrades law enforcement. The interior minister desires fresh leadership leading the inquiry. Hugo is Parisian, valedictorian, and careful, while Alia is from Marseille, fiery-tempered, and uncontrollable. Put simply, they have every motive to despise one another. For better or worse, a forced alliance, or perhaps something else entirely? The Infallibles is directed by Frédéric Forestier. The production spared no expense, with millions clearly spent on the breathtaking backgrounds and locations. The visual spectacle was nothing short of extraordinary, transporting viewers to a variety of stunning settings that added depth and richness to the narrative. The attention to detail in the set design and cinematography was truly impressive. The music was also a standout feature, with a different and captivating soundtrack that complemented the overall mood and tone of the movie perfectly. Highly recommend. This film offers a perfect blend of humor, intrigue, and visual beauty that will entertain audiences of all ages. Number 4, Fantasy. The story of this film follows the ambitions of two young individuals hungry for quick wealth. However, their path takes a treacherous turn as they venture into the world of illegal fentanyl production, which a dangerous drug with far-reaching consequences. It's well shot, and reasonably well acted, but the plot is a bit shallow, and character development doesn't really figure beyond the heroine. The cops are just basic Eurocrime ciphers. The characters, who are often shown binging on the brown stuff, have exceptionally good physical and mental health. Anyone who's interacted with fentanyl addicts would find that hard to believe. Something that sounds like the screenwriter's deliberate ignorance. The appearance and behavior of the Russian mob figures are far less exaggerated than the typical gold-chained, sultry meathead persona that most English-language film directors prefer in the US, which will impress you. Number 5, Damaged. Dan Lawson, a Chicago detective, travels to Scotland to link up with Scottish detective Boyd, following the resurgence of a serial killer whose crimes match an unsolved case that he looked into 5 years previous in Chicago. This is a good movie, but not best as others action/crime thriller film. It starts good then slowly drift away, then come back in near ending. The storyline is so common. But the actors do well. There is no real substance or thrill. And that is the whole point of this sort of movie. It should have been exciting, but it turned into quite a sleeping pill. The directing is okay, although some scenes make you wonder why. Perhaps creating goofs on purpose? The murder scenes are rather irritating from a factual point of view. They are too obviously fake, and the prop guys could have done so much more to make the scenes more accurate and believable.
Slaughtered my wife.